So we've now watched the new 1,000 players recreate Civilization. Let's go back in time a little bit. 1,000 players build massive Civilization in Minecraft. I wonder how this one's going to differ. Because I feel like it's not splitting people up, right? It's going to be like 1,000 people. What are you going to do? And I think this is pretty interesting. I wonder how the storylines will change. Now there's not like automatically 2 different tribes. 1,000 players build massive Civilization in Minecraft. Let's go.
In the biggest social experiment ever done in
Let's go.
Minecraft, I scattered 1,000 people across 4
1,003
islands to simulate
I'm
a
actually
realistic civilization. The players were given no help or guidance, and just like in real life, if you die, you remain dead forever.
I love the has to make sure to say, just like in real life, like we didn't already know. Do kids do that? Do you think kids do that? They like play Mario and they ask their parents or something like, do I get a respawn? Surely the kids don't think like that. Or was I just a fucking idiot? I didn't think about my mortality as a child. You know? Another hour in the multiverse? Oh, hell yeah, baby.
Now, each player has the freedom to do whatever they want. Gather resources, join a society, become a dictator, or if it comes down to it, go to war.
Oh yeah, baby.
So
we love war.
many people
War,
on each island,
war.
Anything can
Oh. There's 4 different islands, 250 on each. Oh, I see.
Thing.
Each different sort of
This
biome.
event ended up having the most entertaining story arc I've ever seen. You do not want to miss this. So pick a nation to root for and enjoy the video. I present
Okay,
to you
let's go.
the 1,000 player civilization experiment.
Let's go!
Don't forget, if you want to participate in these videos, join my Discord server. And
I'm in.
of course, subscribe to my channel.
Ton of
All right,
notifications,
everyone.
Ish. Of course. Ish, I'm liking the video. My notifications, all just for you, Ish.
Everyone ready to be teleported? Jump if you're ready.
There you go.
Okay, here we go.
1,000 players left.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm in.
On day 1, all
Oh, it's Legacy.
1,000 players were teleported to their islands, each its own biome. We had plains, desert, snow, and jungle.
This is
Okay.
huge.
Most players spent
That's
the first
cool.
day scouting their island, searching for a place to settle, but almost immediately we started to see people dying, and oddly, they
Jesus
were all coming
Christ.
from the snow island. It turned out people were
Oddly.
freezing to death after getting stuck in powdered snow, which looks exactly like regular snow, but sucks you in like quicksand. This guy's trying to free his friends. Oh no. Even worse for the poor
That is
people on
rough.
the snow island, trees were almost nowhere to be seen. The desert
damn.
island also had very few trees, which players needed if they wanted to get wood. But the places where players did find trees quickly became extremely valuable hotspots for groups to settle at and colonize. Look at all these people coming together. Community crafting. They're making progress. Meanwhile, the
That's
people
cute,
on
man.
the jungle island had essentially unlimited trees and were thus already thinking about other things. What did you say your plan was?
I'm gonna take over the world. This is my right-hand man.
Darbo.
Hey up, mate. I'm going to take over the world, like.
Oh, hello, right-hand man
Don't
Darbo.
talk to him. He doesn't speak.
While having a lot of trees did seem like an advantage at first, many jungle people found the island to be difficult to traverse, given the immense amount of trees and the hostile mobs that would spawn on the surface due to lack of sunlight.
Okay, yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This fear of traveling also made it more difficult for jungle people to talk with each other, since players could only read chat messages from people 100 blocks away from them or less. Although frankly, at least
okay.
they didn't have
So they had, like, proximity chat and proximity text chat.
to
That's
see what
pretty
me and
cool.
the admins were looking at. Lastly, we get to the Plains Island, and
Interesting.
boy was it different from the others.
Dude, that's so beautiful.
It truly was
Bees.
just the perfect island to live on, with green grass, trees, animals, and no natural dangers. This guy's making a little animal family. Or farm. Not needing to worry about dying as much as everyone else, the people on the Plains Island were among the first to start mining for resources like iron or diamonds. They were also the first to build up villages.
Do you guys not just, like, play the game? Instantly, all you do, you get wood, you go straight into the mines. That's all I do. I barely even think about food. Is that bad? Because I just die and respawn, innit? And fucking go again at max HP. Is that bad of me? That's how I play the game. Oh, fuck. But if you die in Minecraft, you die in real life this time. So they can't just die. So they kind of have to like worry about food. Fuck. Oh, I forgot about that.
And yes,
That
to
does
create
change things quite a bit.
civilizations. Throughout the first day, you could see two main groups starting to come together. One of them, a democracy led by a player named Horace Crown.
Our aim is building the most beautiful and nicest city on the entire server.
And the second, also a democracy led by a player named Sidefall.
I just want to make sure
name?
nobody dies.
It was actually kind of odd how similar
fair.
these two civilizations were. They
That's
were both
fair.
located on the southern shore, they both had democratic elections, and their leaders both wanted good for their own people. I just hope nothing happens to change that.
If I'm gonna make an Among
Foreshadowing?
Us
What's this?
character.
Never mind, I hope they die. Soon it was the end of day one. Players across all 4 islands logged off and made
This doesn't like
plans
Among Us.
for the
Noted.
following day.
Noted. Okay. So is
It
that
was on
53
day 2
people
when
dead?
Civilizations really began
one
to
day.
thrive. In the southeast corner of the desert, what used to be an empty patch of grass was turning into the desert's largest
Okay.
nation. Hello, good sir.
Yo, what's up, Ish? The Sultan is back.
You might recognize the player storming hell from my first Civilization video where he led a nation called the Sultanate. Well, now the desert dictator is back with the Sultanate 2.0, and this time with
my.
a population of over 100 people.
I want to
Oh, damn.
maintain order and peace in the desert.
The rules
a lot of people
as
here.
established by the Sultan included wear proper attire, do not eat pork, complete your mandatory work, and most importantly, acknowledge the Sultan as the supreme and divinely chosen leader. Moving on, since it was still hard to get food in a dry climate, the people of the Sultanate focused on developing different types of food production, like fishing in the surrounding ocean. On top
Dude,
of
that
this,
guy's
a player
buff.
named
Holy
Drift
shit, he's
Chicken
jacked.
made a chicken market. Although when I checked it out myself, it turned out to be a very different type of market.
I love
Welcome to Los
chicken.
Pollos Hermanos.
Thank you.
Oh.
Would you like some totally legal sugar?
Anyway, we finally go back to the
Oh.
Snow Island. As I was
my.
flying around,
Swanee, good
I
to see
found
you.
what I can only describe as a British shrimp. Is the cold climate really the best place for a shrimp?
I mean, depends. But look at my little friend over here, you know?
Wait, who's your friend? Underneath?
Yeah, he's fully here. He's literally...
Oh,
he's chilling.
oh, he's up here now.
No, my fish buddy. Please go back down.
Despite the killer powdered snow,
Okay, I'm British, but when I hear other British people, I realize how not British I sound. Do you guys agree? Do I sound like less British than all these people? I feel like I have way too many like Americanisms, should I say? Are these people like sound... No, you sound pretty British? Okay,
and
my
the
bad.
occasional polar bear, the
My
people
bad.
on the Snow Island were actually doing pretty well building settlements together. Nobody was fighting because everyone had one common enemy, the harsh climate. That being
The
said,
snow.
it turned out that all of these snow settlements might be a bit more than just little communities. On day 2, rumor was getting out about a conspiracy that, despite them all being spread out across the entire island, a lot of these snow settlements were actually all being run by one single person whose goal
my.
was to unify the entire Snow Island under one mighty
Snow unification.
empire. This person's
Okay,
name
I'm
was
listening.
Alanulo, and he was running this entire empire recruitment operation from an underground bunker where he felt he
Okay.
was safe for the time being. Essentially what he would do was hold meetings with people who were already leaders of their own settlements and convince them to merge their civilizations with his empire so they would be stronger together. He would give these leaders orders to fulfill, and in exchange they would be guaranteed high-ranking positions in the empire. If this empire actually succeeds in uniting all 300 people on the Snow Island, it would easily become the most powerful nation in the world. In fact, it would be bigger than the Sultanate and the two Plains democracies combined.
Damn.
Will this ambitious plan actually succeed? Let's see what happens in the following days.
My god. If only. Oh, that deep underground. Holy. Pardon me. 80 people dead into day 3.
We've now covered the politics of every island except for the jungle. So what's going on here? Well, quite frankly,
Graves already.
I had no freaking idea. It was chaos. There were about 30 different camps and tribes spread out across the entire island, and a lot of them
Jesus.
were in constant fights with each other.
Oh
Who
god.
are what is going on?
Tons of
There's a fight
infighting.
here. Here's a tribe that imprisoned one of their own members for being, quote, too rich.
I say we tax him and then let him out of jail. Who else?
Tax him.
So overall,
Eat the
there was
rich.
chaos. Nobody trusted
I
one
say it.
another, and to add to this, nobody wanted to travel too far into the jungle because they were scared of rogue tribes and especially hostile mobs. In fact, we actually had to remove
That's
creepers
crazy.
on day 3 because they were killing too many people.
Whoever asks.
Jesus
now, there
Christ.
were actually 2 tribes that were
It must be
considered
that
the
bad,
most
huh?
influential in the jungle. The first, a river-based settlement called the
this place
Sea
is
People,
sick.
whose leader was killed almost immediately by a random rogue tribe. The new leader, Yeatspeak, dedicated his
What a
role
name.
to maintaining
Is that
order,
Dune?
but also to keeping his people happy by setting up events like stand-up comedy nights.
I got a few jokes about unemployed people. Oh wait, none of them work.
Are we? Was that Almighty Lamb? Thank you for the follow. Sorry, you just joined in at a really bad time. They're making jokes about me.
The second influential tribe was located in the dead center of the jungle, and it was what appeared to be a faction revolving around the worship of a player named Seth. Hello, Mr. Seth.
Oh, what's up, bro?
Oh, this is just creepy.
This
You're
is-
telling me
this is creepy.
isn't a personality cult?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. It's a way of life, alright? It's a religion.
Lastly, as I was flying around, I happened to run into this guy again.
I'm gonna take
Oh,
over
it's
the
this guy.
world.
Believe it or not, he had actually
that
become
guy.
the leader of a pretty
Was what
impressive
like.
settlement. Granted, there was a lot of internal drama in his tribe.
Do you see this like really cool tower thing that we're building here?
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. It's really cool, isn't it? And do you see our farm over there? It looks really cool and nice. Now come over here. Could you tell us what this is?
In short, 2 of Wazik's tribe members built a librarian's tower, and he thought it was ugly and wanted to burn it down. Now, when I talked to the librarians,
is ugly.
they said Wazik just doesn't like the library because he's illiterate. As I said, drama. Now, the jungle wasn't the only place having problems.
They might have a
Plains
point.
Island
I don't
was
know.
seeing both a surge in development, this whole place is awesome, but also a rise in tension. The leader of one of the Plains democracies, Horus Crown, had found out that the other Plains nation run by Sidefall had reached out to the Snow Island looking for potential alliances. Horus Crown did not like that Sidefall was reaching out to other islands instead of reaching out to him, so he quickly established his own alliance with 2 other Plains settlements, both located on the east side of the
That
island,
tree
which
is
would
so
essentially
cool.
cut off Sidefall's access to most of Plains if a war were to break out.
We think Sidefall is definitely up to something, and we're planning to stop him.
The people living on the Plains Island,
okay.
who had otherwise taken their peaceful lives for granted, were getting very worried about a potential massive war that would devastate their homes.
They go to KFC? Dude, I want KFC now. What are they doing to me?
In KFC, we want family, not war.
Meanwhile, on the
Is that fucking Colonel
desert
Sanders?
island, the Sultan
My God.
storming hell was not happy when he discovered that a group of mountaineers had made their home on the mountains surrounding
That's a
the
cool man.
Sultanate. So the 2 groups had a meeting to discuss this dispute over land.
Why does the Sultanate have any more right to a plot of land?
Simply, might makes right. We're stronger, so if it comes down to it,
He said, y'all fucking suck. Move or we kill you.
when
People in the desert were starting to get worried about Storming Hell's tyrannical nature, so some of them moved to a quickly growing democratic nation on the other side of the
Hold up. We've seen this guy before.
island. This was Theria, the name derived from the Greek word for freedom. I asked their elected
Okay.
president, Saps, about the Sultanate.
Hopefully we can establish some peaceful relations for now. I mean, we're in the middle of a desert. Why fight, you know?
Are they like swimming in a hot spring together?
Overall, each island had its own conflict between
Some ancient Greek
the
bathhouse.
desert's
We all know
Sultan
what around
dominance,
in the Greek
plains'
times, you
alliance
know.
disaster, the jungle's total chaos, and the Snow Empire's takeover. At least one of these conflicts was bound to erupt very soon. And that conflict?
Yeah, probably why I wasn't supposed to be influential in the last video. No, yes, the Saps clause. I believe that is why. I didn't know it was in this video, you know?
At the beginning of day 4, a propagandist told everyone that Sidefall was about to attack the Plains Island. Horus Crown called a code red and everyone on Plains was freaking out, including these guys at the center of the Plains Island who built a tavern on a lake.
Dude, that place is
Spoke with the
cool.
bartender.
Welcome to the tavern. I hope you can enjoy a nice beer since it might be our last.
Oh.
So at this point, you're probably wondering, what was Sidefall actually doing? Well, it turns out Sidefall was just as confused as everyone else since he had no plans to attack anyone. The propagandist had lied.
I have no clue what these guys are talking about. I don't want to attack anyone. I don't want a civil war.
The lies.
I can't believe it. So now, both sides were gearing up for a war over nothing but a miscommunication. And all throughout, Sidefall was desperately trying to reach out to the other Plains leaders saying that he didn't want war. The other leaders doubted him, but they actually agreed to meet with him as long as they met on neutral ground.
Oh, they're meeting at the tavern.
Whoever told you guys I want war is lying.
Tell us the truth then.
While they talked, Horus Crown secretly had undercover spies search Sidefall's entire village, but he wasn't aware Sidefall had someone else place a bunch of TNT under his village. But before things went too far,
folks, we have a peace deal.
by the thinnest of margins, crisis was averted. After talking, the leaders had made a peace treaty. I actually didn't get to see much of the meeting, but here's essentially what happened. Sidefall first apologized to the other Plains leaders for not being open with them, specifically about his relationship with the Snow Island. He told them he had only reached out to Snow in hopes to get on the good side of a player named A Freaking Turkey, who was apparently Eliolo's second in command. The Plains leaders discussed their disagreements on foreign relations, Horus Crown preferring keeping alliances within Plains, and Sidefall believing in making allies on other islands. But they were able to put their differences aside. They banished the propagandist from the Plains Island, and that's the end.
Yo, they said, get the fuck out of here. You're gonna spread lies, you're gone.
The four major Plains nations created a Great Plains Alliance. The Plains Island went from being on the brink of war to being the most united island of all.
Damn.
And
Glory to the Plains.
Toward the end of the day,
also, a freaking turkey, they were in the new video as well, right? They weren't like a big player, but they were around.
We're prospering, from the people on Snow collecting resources and building together to the people in the desert working on the Sultan's build.
That was Amogus. That was a fucking Amogus.
Create a massive holy city. Even the jungle was at peace at the end of day 4, since the remaining jungle people were just thankful that they were still alive. Soon though, it was the next day. But before we let people back onto the server,
113
the admins and I
down.
decided to add a little something.
What's this?
We added a 5th island in the center of the world, and we didn't tell the players that we did this. We wanted to see who would discover the island.
Oh,
how long
that's
it would take to
devious.
find, and then what would happen next. So we
Oh, that
started
is
up the
devious.
server,
Dude, do you know what they gotta do? They gotta make it like bountiful, full of like really rare stuff, like tons of diamonds underneath and like tons of netherite or some shit, so they all fight for it. That's good. I like this.
and the wait began. But meanwhile, we have to talk about the Snow Island.
Uh-oh.
Hello, Turkey.
Hello,
What's Turkey?
How's it going?
On day 5, the player A Freaking Turkey finally gave me a full explanation of the mysterious Snow Empire, which I found out was named the Aculon Empire.
Aculon.
Still fearing for his safety, the Empire's founder,
feel like they're gonna
Eliolo,
vaccinate
gave
everyone.
orders entirely from his secret underground bunker, while his second in command, A Freaking Turkey, carried out his orders and led the people on the ground. We got the
Okay.
settlements across the entire island.
There is a lot. Just know none of it was made by slaves.
The Empire relied on strict order
Noted.
to maintain
Understood.
peace.
Thank you,
It's
Turkey.
now 200 citizens were each assigned a daily job like building, mining, or fighting. And whenever they were online, all citizens were required to be in 2 Discord voice channels at once, which I didn't even know was possible.
damn.
Also, the Aculon Empire made it a point to document everything, including its list of members, its hierarchies, its physical landmarks. But what I found most impressive was
hell.
the high-level operation going on in this seemingly regular building.
This singular building is the richest place in the entire server.
They called this the Quartermaster's House, and it was where the Aculon Empire not only collected and stored all its resources, but also distributed items using a complex request system, where, for example, a citizen asks for iron ingots, and then the Quartermasters decide exactly how much iron that citizen deserves based on a detailed algorithm they developed. Has anyone tried breaking into this place?
What? What spreadsheet nerd got into this? Holy fucking shit. They're taking this so seriously. That's crazy and so sick at the same time.
Yeah, let's
what
just
the
say,
hell?
If you tried to get in without permission, you're not gonna get a very nice welcome.
And I kid you not, just a few minutes later, this player, Xelius, was caught trying to sneak his way in, and he was sentenced to a public execution to be held the next day. Things are kind of strict around here, huh?
As long as they don't take away my squid, I'm a happy man. Oh man, look at him.
The Snow
He does love that
continued-
squid. It's one of those IT guys. M-Gods, yeah, it's like M-Gods, exactly. Wait, you actually got a warning? Yeah.
To be hyper vigilant about criminals,
Sad.
but so were other nations, like the Desert Sultan.
I'll talk about it
was in
later.
an inescapable prison. He is surrounded by lava. Or Wazak
my
Nation
God.
in the jungle, which made a giant sand trap. This is
Okay.
evil.
Just you wait until we have a nice little deliberation with something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be put to death, you know. Like,
Even planes didn't feel exactly safe, as this self-described capitalist nation made a giant wall to protect its people.
We want to make sure
What?
that communists cannot take this away from us.
But as I was talking to these guys, I got tipped off from someone in the desert that something big was about to happen.
Oh
the
my
Sultan
God.
army's on the move.
There's so much going on.
The Sultan had sent his elite squad on a secret nighttime mission. Their goal? To find a group
Ooh.
of people that had been rumored to want to assassinate the Sultan. They're at the north
Ooh.
side of the island now.
Oh yeah, okay, this is our target, this is our target.
Okay, let's go.
Oh my God.
According to the Sultan, the people hiding
love the
in
music
this little
choice.
settlement were indeed the attempted assassins, and now the group had a decision to make.
Oh, we're gonna kill this guy.
Do we kill this guy?
Up until now, there hadn't been any violence between desert nations. Will this be the breaking point?
Oh my God. Oh. He's gone.
We are showing the desert that if you make plans to kill me, justice will come for you.
The Sultan's elite
my.
squad spent the rest of the night raiding the settlement, but during
He's laying down the
chase
law
with
here,
another
huh?
suspected assassin, they ran literally into a major dilemma.
We know he's running to Theria.
The guy they were trying to kill was running toward the democratic nation of Theria to get asylum there. The Sultan is really about to roll up on Theria. Holy. This could
Oh,
cause a
shit.
major conflict. But the Sultanate's army didn't care. They barged into Theria and searched every single house to find this one person who ultimately ended up
Quinoa
getting
falafel.
away. Meanwhile, the people of Theria were freaked out by the raid. But when they looked to their leader Saps for guidance, he was nowhere to be seen. He had
Saps?
fled. Eventually,
What?
the Sultanate's army left, but Theria was not going to forget this.
Okay. Oh my God, like 50 people, 60 people died there. Holy shit. Snow Island. The execution.
By attempting to blow up the quartermaster's house, Xelius betrayed our people. And for this, he must die. Glory to Aculon.
The public execution. God damn.
It was a busy day for
Glory to
ancient Greek
Aculon,
and
holy
Turkey.
shit.
The execution was successful, but the Empire didn't
It's
yet
just like
have
West
a
Hell.
written constitution or a justice system. So a freaking Turkey met with a player who claimed to be a lawyer to set up a legal system.
You get the smaller seat, unfortunately, but do know it is quite important as well.
I'm used to cramming into tight spaces.
Afterward, a freaking Turkey took his guard to Drew and confronted some farmers who he claimed weren't producing
Someone get me in
enough
contact with that
food
man.
for the Empire.
I swear I will not miss any payment I have to owe you.
Drew, the bow, please. I expect 5 stacks of bread delivered within 1 to 2 business days.
Even though he was a little tyrannical at times,
Oh
a
my.
freaking Turkey was actually becoming very well
Lay down the
liked
law,
in
man. I
the
like it.
Aculon Empire because
You're getting
he
shit
got
done.
things done, and he was a charismatic speaker.
It goes a long way.
Citizens, it is my distinct honor to pronounce Steve and Pixel as husband and wife.
See, even though he was only the second in command of the South Acheron Empire, many people were starting to view A freaking Turkey as a better candidate for leader than Alanulo, since most people in the Empire had never even seen Alanulo, given that he's been hiding underground the entire time, afraid of being assassinated. In fact, some of his own citizens weren't even sure he existed. While Alanulo ruled from afar, only talking with high-ranking officials, A freaking Turkey was considered a man of the people, someone who talks to everyone. In fact, A freaking Turkey had gained so much notoriety that leaders of other nations were starting to reach out to him for alliances rather than to Alanulo. So as a result of all of this, Alanulo was starting to get a little worried.
Turkey knows that I created this empire and its entire political system, and as long as I am alive, I will be its only ruler.
Oh, he's getting jealous. He's getting jealous. Also, I'm sorry if you get my dog snorting. She's like underneath me, getting some attention, bless her.
That's very funny.
Our monkey religion, we hold fast to.
Here on the Jungle Island, things haven't slowed down one bit. Amidst the chaos,
Are they figuring things out yet?
Group had made a monkey religion, and their goal was to build the biggest tree in the entire world.
Yo.
While everyone else is fighting and killing each other, we are peacefully building.
By now, every tribe in the jungle seems to have its own goal. These guys, building a tree. This group, called the Blue Cross, provided food and shelter.
The Blue
to
Cross are
Meanwhile,
back?
Razak's goal, which was still to take over the world, was seemingly driving him mad.
I can't believe it.
After the librarians built a second tower. You did this out of spite, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah.
Overall,
So
it seemed like there was a lot
the Blue
on
Cross
Wazik's mind,
one original?
as if he was planning something.
Huh?
Something big.
What?
Meanwhile, Seth and the Sea People were still the two biggest tribes in the jungle, and both pursued very innovative political strategies. For example, Seth got married, but only so he could
Dude, there's so many marriages. What the hell?
parade around the jungle and demand wedding gifts from everyone. And you know,
It's actually just like real life. I swear people in real life do that
worked.
shit.
The Sea People, on the other hand, had taken on a massive goal, which was to finally end the chaos in the jungle. And they did this by sending out stealth groups and hunting down thieves, murderers, and anyone who they claimed did wrong. However, some of the supposed wrongdoers they killed were actually allies of Seth. In response, Seth demanded that the Sea People stop their initiative immediately, but the Sea People planned to continue. All of a sudden, the Jungle Island was on the verge of a massive war, as if
Seth
there wasn't
versus
enough
Sea
chaos
People.
already.
The cocoa farm. The jungle's anarchy, man. 811 left. Almost 200 people gone.
Wait, is someone actually here?
They've discovered the Middle Island. I forgot about this place.
Whoa, this is crazy. This is awesome.
I love seeing that POV and it's just like some real, it's like 280p.
On day 7, a player named
The little
the
crane thing's cool
Pokemonkey
as hell.
discovered the secret 5th island. The island had a mysterious dead terrain, a small pre-built village in the center, and underground, it contained netherite, which is the strongest
there we
and
go.
rarest resource in the world.
Was that Ish's head?
Now, Pokemonkey was a part of Sidefall's nation in Plains, and he quickly alerted Sidefall about the very strange and unexpected discovery he just made.
God, people
He's
play
taking
Minecraft like
the
this in
Blue Lantern
2020.
So people believe it. Guys, I'm not lying. There really is an
3
island.
years ago, damn.
2 minutes later, another person found the
Oh.
center island. This
Who
time,
hand
someone from
la-
the
what?
jungle. Then, like a domino effect, more and more people started arriving.
damn.
Typically either alone or in small groups,
Stay
like
out.
these guys from the desert. Even though they all came from different islands and nations, nobody was fighting. In fact, they seemed to be forming friendships and simply admiring
pretty
this
cool.
new mysterious place. He's saying this is amazing. Quickly, word began spreading across the world that there was a 5th
What?
island, and about
Okay, so they could go to this island, no issues. Does that mean they could go to the other islands, no issue this whole time as well? So there's no borders up? They've just managed to, like, keep themselves separate? That's
30
interesting.
minutes into day 7, basically everyone knew. It was crazy how fast everyone found out. Now, some nations were hesitant about visiting, believing that the island was some sort of trap, while other nations like the Aculon Empire sent out large exploratory groups to investigate the island. So Aculon is here, but instead of mining for netherite, they're taking the wool from the tents. Oh,
that's fair.
You don't have sheep in the snow island. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Interesting was that no nation, not even the Snow Empire, had the courage to publicly claim the center island as part of their nation, as their territory, probably because it would result in conflict with other nations, which was my secret intention when adding the island, that it would cause some type of war.
Of course, you'd
didn't
expect
cause a
that.
war. Or
That's
maybe
crazy.
just not yet.
Ooh, okay.
Meanwhile, I present to you the story of Los Pollos Hermanos.
Oh, shit.
Wow, you've really expanded your business.
Yeah, we're doing quite well.
Because starvation was such a big problem in the desert, Drip Chicken had made it his life's mission to feed the people of the desert. And ever since I spoke with him on day 2 next to his little food stand,
Is he still selling drugs?
Hermanos had become
Is he still selling drugs? If so, I would like some.
Of the Sultanate.
Please.
But this business would soon run into some problems.
Uh-oh.
See, on days 4 and 5, the Sultan storming hell was unsatisfied with the slow progress on his build project, the Holy City. So he demanded that the farmers of the Sultanate stop growing food and instead work on his build project. And just like that, the food supply going into Los Pollos Hermanos had completely stopped. The restaurant suddenly had no food available to sell.
No!
Having no food,
That's
Drip
some
Chicken
dictator
was
behavior
instead
right there.
forced to sell some questionable products, and if he was not selling these products by either the Sultan or the Sultan's twin guards, he would
I
probably
see.
receive a life sentence in the Sultanate prison. Meanwhile, the farmers of the Sultanate were unhappy since they wanted to farm, not be forced to build. So in a rebellious move on day 5, Drip Chicken and the farmers secretly set up a meeting with Saps, the leader
my.
of Theria.
Okay.
I know you
Oh, we're
wanna
cooking
move
now.
to Theria, but
And
if
not
you
just
do,
chicken.
The Sultan will send his elite squad to hunt you down.
So, what do we do?
Go to plains or something. There's about to be chaos in the desert.
And Saps was correct. There was about to be chaos in the desert. For reasons he
Amogus.
couldn't tell the farmers just yet, but he did tell me.
You know who Davert is?
Yeah, I think so. He's one of the twin guards, right?
He's about to leave the Sultanate and join me.
Really? The two people the Sultan trusts the most are his two twin guards, the brothers Davrit and Zamta. But one of
I
them
love
had
that.
grown tired of the authoritarian and warmongering ways of the Sultan. So Davrit had reached out to the leader of Theria, and together they created the single craziest plan I have ever heard. And this was it. First, Davrit leaves the Sultanate to join Theria. Next,
Okay.
the Sultan finds out about the betrayal and sends his elite squad to kill Davrit. Then, when the elite squad is away hunting for Davrit,
Okay.
and the Sultan is therefore alone, Davrit will sneak back into the Sultanate and kill the Sultan. Davrit will then claim leadership over the Sultanate, and as the new leader, he will finally bring peace to the desert.
Okay.
Davrit, there is no way this works.
That's an insane plan.
Trust me.
Berta says grow some balls. I love that. All right. Okay, that's pretty good. This is the last stream. No, you're not a criminal. Okay, I can't speak about it right now because it's going to be a YouTube video. But we'll speak to it later, Helena. Be on your best behavior, goddammit.
You were correct.
So, at the end of day 7, Davrit snuck out of the Sultanate and headed to Theria to begin the operation, while Drip Chicken and the farmers fled to the Plains Island. On
They
their
actually
way
left the
out,
island. There we
some of
go.
them took one final look back at their home, at their restaurant,
Pollos
knowing
Hermanos.
that they would probably never see it again, knowing that the story of Los Pollos Hermanos had come to an end.
Sad to see it go. Day 8. Over 200 people are now dead. Here we go.
On day 8, there was a major event on the Snow Island.
Okay.
For the first time ever, Emperor Alanulo had come out.
Oh,
from his
Alanulo's finally shown his face,
bunker.
huh?
He had summoned the entire Snow Island to the Aculon Castle so he could publicly be crowned as the leader. Before the coronation.
So he hides in his hole, starts telling everyone what to do, appoints a right-hand man who ends up becoming a man of the people, then shows up in front of the people and says, you know what? Y'all worship me, by the way.
All high-ranking
this surely
officials
can't go
were required to
too badly,
provide
right?
Alanulo a gift.
Surely can't go badly.
I present to you a high-quality pair of premium brand sneakers.
Oh shit, okay.
I, Baron,
I hope they weren't made in a sweatshop.
give you this present, Lord Alanulo. My presence is your present.
After the gifts, Alanulo
why the fucking music playing in the background, bro?
in command, a freaking turkey, to make a speech affirming Alanulo's undisputed leadership.
My friends, the Aculon Empire is the strongest nation in the world. Not because of one leader, but because of all of us.
Thank you, Turkey.
At the end of the ceremony, Alanulo asked all of his citizens to follow him out of the castle, down the main path of the Empire, in a symbolic move meant to showcase the unity of the Snow Island.
How beautiful. How beautiful.
But this image of unity was only a mirage. There was a lot of discontent building within the Empire for many reasons. People didn't like that Alanulo's knights were constantly bossing them around, nor did the Aculon builders like it when Alanulo forced them to work on the Aculon Castle instead of letting them finish their own projects. There was this general sense that Alanulo might be overreaching with his power, especially when he started spying on his own citizens to see who was criticizing his leadership. See, Alanulo believed that in order for his citizens to have a good life, they have to live in a strong nation, and the only way to maintain a strong nation was through complete unity under a powerful and unchallenged leader. This is why Alanulo was fearful about the discontent within his nation, as well as the rising popularity
he seems fragile, bless
of
him.
his second in command, a freaking turkey. Knowing
This
that
game
they were being
arose.
spied on, many of A Freakin' Turkey's supporters were becoming scared living on the Snow Island, afraid that they would be executed for not supporting Alanulo's leadership. So, with the help of A Freakin' Turkey, plus another high-ranking official, its Ender, some Aculon citizens organized secret evacuations out of the Snow Island through underground tunnels, some of which led to Seth's nation in the jungle, others going to Sidefall's nation in plains. Both Seth and Sidefall were very open to accepting refugees, especially those who opposed Alanulo, someone who they believed to be a dangerous tyrant. Also, they had just found out that Alanulo had actually sent spies all across the world, including into their own nations, so they didn't like
Alanulo is going to be crazy with it.
We're not going back until there's some form of democracy in Snow.
I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Plains, Mr. Turkey, are you starting a revolution?
No, I do not want a revolution. I just want to make sure Alanulo doesn't kill these people.
When are you going back to the Snow Island?
Probably
Seems like a good dude, man. It seems like a good fucking
try and
dude.
host a meeting with Alanulo. I just think he's gone too far.
So while A Freakin' Turkey stayed on the Plains Island for the rest of the day, Seth
I respect
and
that.
Sidefall created the first ever multi-island treaty. This treaty not only established Seth and Sidefall as allies, but it also declared their nations refugee states, ones that are willing to accept all people fleeing from dictatorial regimes like the Sultanate or the Aculon Empire. As for A Freakin' Turkey's position in the Aculon Empire, he was still technically the second in command, but it was only a matter of time before Alanulo finds out about the missing citizens, and then it's very likely that
That's
Turkey
crazy.
will be stripped
People
of
just
his
fleeing.
position,
I wonder how many
or
people
be
actually
kicked
left.
out of the Snow Island entirely and become a refugee himself.
Damn. Conflict is coming. Tensions are rising. Holy fucking shit. Are you kissing boy son? Yes. Moving on.
I don't know if... Wait, is that a Basketball
the basketball
on
court.
day 8, the center
The hell?
island was getting a lot of visits from curious players, and instead of fighting each other, everyone was just kind of hanging out and doing their own thing.
TB, look at this.
What is
The
that?
B-man.
Don't question me. Later that night, some adventurers started tearing.
Yo, Danelle, thank you for the 5 gifties. Is this because I'm kissing boys? Be honest with me. Is this because I'm kissing boys? Full Spring got one, Double Down, Mordern, Barry, yo, big hits. I have not heard of Mr. Recruit, but hey, huge. Thank you for the 5 gifties. I appreciate Danelle.
Terraforming the dead terrain, making it green. This actually looks not bad.
Oh, you
These
wanted the
guys,
number 1
meanwhile,
spot.
made a
I
secret
see, Danelle.
underground
Thank
church,
you.
And they hosted many ceremonies and cultural events. What type of ritual is this? Now, I
Yeah, what are
actually
they
attended
doing?
2 churches on day 8. The second one inside
There's
Falls
multiple
Nation,
churches?
Although I was very disturbed by the person sitting next to me.
After a near-death experience.
They've definitely been sampling the goods from Los Pollos Hermanos.
Life began to feel more sacred, only to impart the wonders they hold. I cannot say what they are, however, right way to lead this world.
Whoa, what did I do?
They're taking him away.
There's no way.
Later that night, the Plains
Dude,
Island
picked him
received
up out
an
of church.
unexpected visit from the Aculon Empire's state-sponsored journalist. I'm with the news.
Oh, the journalist now.
Down with the news. Go away, tabloids. Go away. No false news today. They're kicking out the journalists. Oh my. Meanwhile, I ran into
No
these
fake news.
Plains farmers who literally did nothing but plant wheat everywhere.
Holy shit.
Look at all this freaking wheat.
Now, right next
That
to
is
the
so
wheat
much
field
wheat.
was a cookie factory in
50. Thank you for 5 gifties. Holy fucking shit. Egg, Mr. Tony. Yo, Bazaar got one and Subho got one. Let's go. Thank you very much, 50. He's back to number 1. I give up. That was easy. That was an easy give up. I'll take it. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate the subs.
First Crowns Nation, which took the wheat and made a variety of baked goods.
Big W.
See, ever since the Great Plains Alliance was signed on
Dude,
day
they're
4,
bakers?
the people of Plains believed their island.
I thought you said you'd give up, Danelle. There's another 5 gifted. Thank you so much. We're at 100. They've gifted 100 total. Oh my god. If I was a pussy, Danelle ain't no bitch. Let it be known. Danelle ain't no fucking bitch. 50. He dropped 10. Okay. Y'all chill. Subathon is in like 2 weeks. Chill. Subathon's in a week and 2 days. Chill. Chill. Oh my god. Holy. Which I am now. Okay, he's now a pussy. 50. Thank you very much, Danelle. I appreciate it. That's a big hype train. What level are we at here? What level are we at? We're level 6. We got new emotes in their bag. Spit the truth. Puffer pop. What the fuck? Oh, it's cheeks. I thought they were like titties for some reason. Pack it up ain't bad. These are actually some good emotes. Sorry, I just like to pull it out sometimes. See, that can still be a crime. You know, there's times to pull it out. Definitely times. Now I'll take it. Thank you very much. Thank you for pulling it out. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. My wallet, that is. Okay. Yes, that's what I was on about. What do people think I meant? Silly Billy. Thank you very much, 50. Thank you very much, Dal. It means a lot.
To be, for the most part,
It's huge.
a very
That
safe
pays for
place
all of
to
the bulldog
live.
noodles I'm
And
gonna
as
eat.
a result, many players felt secure enough to run their own businesses. There was the bakery, an Outback Steakhouse, boating
Yo,
and
Outback
kayaking,
Steakhouse?
2K.
Chat, we don't have Outback Steakhouse here in the UK. How good is it? I think everyone says there's like some garlic toast or something like that. Outback Steakhouse. Outback Steakhouse, the guys that do the blooming onion as well. There's like some like garlic butter or something that got Outback Steakhouse do, and everyone loves it. I feel like I'm getting all of this information from a single Meat Canyon video. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really know much. We don't have them here. I've never been.
And there was the most recent
There's 2 KFCs. They're already franchising? Holy.
edition,
Dude, I want KFC
Los
now.
Pollos Hermanos.
Yo, they're back.
You made one in the Plains biome?
Yes. Expansion.
Claiming refugee status,
Expansion.
Drip Chicken and the Sultanate farmers received citizenship inside Falls Nation, where they were able
Okay.
to rebuild their famous restaurant. And
It's
the people
beautiful.
of Plains welcomed the refugees with open arms. The only person who wasn't happy was the owner of KFC, who now had competition. Anyway, when word got out in the
Back to Dota. Grind later, gamer, for sure. See you later, bro. Thank you again.
Desert that Drip Chicken
Good
and
luck,
the
gamer.
Farmers had fled the Sultanate, as did Davarit. Many loyalists in the Sultanate were furious with this betrayal.
Dadaverate. What's Dadaverate? Should I know what a Dadaverate is? Dadaverate. How do you... Devastavit. But I pronounced Dadaverate, I guess? No, that can't be it. I don't know. Moving on.
While the Sultanate was still the second most powerful nation in the world, the first being Akulon, these betrayals of the Sultanate hurt the Sultan's public image,
Chill, girl.
and
You're
he
so loud,
feared
sweetheart.
being seen as weak by the world and by his own people. So predictably,
My dog's
the
being loud
Sultan
as hell, I'm
sent
sorry.
his elite squad out into the desert to try to find and kill
As planned. Yes,
both
yes, yes.
Davarit and Drip Chicken. But instead of staying home in the Sultanate, this time the Sultan traveled with his elite squad. This threw a wrench into Davarit's assassination plan, and Davarit had no choice but to keep hiding underground until he saw an opportunity to strike. Meanwhile, the leader of Theria, Saps, was extremely worried because he knew that the fate of his nation
That's a
and
cool
his
ass map.
people rested on this assassination attempt. If it succeeds and the Sultan is killed, well, then all is well. But if it fails, it will only be a matter of time before the Sultan finds out that Saps was behind the plan, and then there is no doubt that the Sultan will seek revenge and absolutely obliterate Theria, killing not just Saps, but all his people who, by the way,
Dude, that map
were
is so
entirely
cool.
innocent. Saps purposefully didn't tell any of his citizens that he was involved in an assassination plot because they definitely wouldn't approve of something that puts them in such danger.
Fluixon?
All of this tension
Joe
in the desert
Feel?
was
Damn, Saps was homies with these people in the previous videos. That's crazy. And they betray him. How could they?
really starting to get to some people, like this group, which made a giant
High
lava
Chain.
wall
Indeed, let's go.
around their civilization. They wanted nothing to do
That's
with the
so
politics
cool.
of the desert, and
I
they
like
were
this.
rather paranoid about everything.
The walls keep us safe. We can't leave the walls for long, because then we're not safe. Everyone inside
Some
the walls is
AOT
safe.
shit.
Everyone outside is not safe. They're strangers. We shouldn't trust them. Oh, by the way, also don't push any buttons you find in here.
Okay. I actually think this group was more of a cult than a civilization, but
Okay.
still, I think they had the right idea.
I think so too.
And now we go back to the Jungle War.
Ooh.
I say war because both major nations had already basically decided that they cannot coexist in the jungle. Seth was mad at the Sea People for killing many of his allies, while the Sea People were mad because Seth wouldn't let them kill those who they believed to be criminals. Neither nation was willing to compromise on this, so war seemed inevitable. However, because Seth had also recently formed an alliance with Sidefall from Plains, a war between the two jungle nations would likely cause Sidefall, as well as the rest of the Plains Island, to join the battle, thus turning this into an actual world war. So, given that the stakes were so much higher now, both sides agreed to have one final meeting to maybe work things out.
Try and
It
get
was
some peace
Wazak
again,
who
huh?
quickly offered his nation as a good neutral location for the meeting, and he was
damn.
quite enthusiastic about hosting. On day 8, Seth and the Sea People sent their highest ranking officials to Wazak's nation, where the meeting would take place.
Meeting time. I've heard people fucking hate
Alright, so
meetings in these.
You're up first.
I think the Sea People are killing people for a lot of irrational reasons. So, you know, as an example, right? They had 5 stacks of cookies taken from them. That takes like 3 minutes to get, bro. And he's like, I don't think you should murder someone over that.
We requested he give it back, and he basically said no, so he was put on KOS, and we killed him.
So that was exactly what Seth just said.
Let me add some context.
I mean,
So it sounds like they're disagreeing over semantics, saying someone shouldn't die for stealing cookies. What is the charge? Eating a meal? A succulent chocolate cookie meal?
Soon, the argument began to escalate.
And the people you attacked were direct allies.
I'm sorry, but what other ways do we have to stop the chaos in the jungle?
They stole. They didn't deserve to be killed over it.
Do you really want to go to war over this?
Well, if you keep killing our people, then we won't just stand by and watch.
All right, fine. The Sea People declare war.
All right, let's do it.
But before our fight
Jesus
could begin,
Christ.
Wazak yelled,
Double now!
Oh my god. Wazak! Wazak!
Wazak had just killed 7 people using his sand trap before getting away. Seth and
Damn.
the people decided to put their war on hold and declared a unified worldwide manhunt for Wazak. Everyone was
That's
confused
crazy.
about why Wazak did this, but then I remembered something Wazak had told me the day before.
Listen, if the war breaks out, I have a plan to stop it.
Really? How?
Oh, you'll see, my friend.
When Seth and the Sea People declared war
How
on
selfless.
each other, Wazak decided to use his sand trap and make himself the villain, so that the
That's
entire
actually,
jungle would
like,
make peace
kinda
to unite
smart.
against him, therefore actually preventing a world war.
That's kind of big. He turned
is
himself
now
into a
hiding
martyr to unite the whole island. I like that. Wazak. You're cool. I like Wazak. I made fun of his accent before, but now I feel bad.
After
He's
spending
cool.
most of the previous day trying to hunt down his enemies, the Sultan storming
Cinema
hell
indeed.
decided to take a break from the hunt and attend a wedding hosted by a small
Ooh.
neighboring desert nation.
Ooh, a wedding.
It was a huge honor in the desert for the Sultan to visit your civilization, so there was a lot of buzz surrounding the Sultan's visit, and everyone in the desert knew he would be there. Zamta the twin guard was also at the wedding, and he was quite thankful for the break since he secretly despised having to hunt for his own brother. When the Sultan
Who wouldn't?
demanded that Davert be tracked down and killed, Zamta was horrified by this order, but he kept silent, fearing that he'd be next. Zamta could only hope that Davert was far away now, hiding in a place where the Sultan would never find him. But it turned out Davert was not far away at all, because he was on a mission.
Of course, of course. Much closer than we all expected.
Davert
Dude, if you can manage digging in behind him, that's
Sultan.
crazy.
But he had to be sneaky because the Sultan was guarded by his elite team. The plan was to catch him and his team off guard since it would only take a few hits to kill him.
What do we think? Is he going to be able to do it?
So nervous right now.
I feel like he can't be able to do that, man. If the guards realize quick enough, they'll hear him mining behind, surely.
The wedding's over. He's leaving. Oh, he's leaving.
Davert didn't make it in time. He's too slow. No.
Oh,
Yo!
Davert!
Oh, shit.
Holy crap! Oh,
Oh, that was a
he said
good
it
block.
So many times. Wait, Stormy's getting away? The elite team is on Davert big time. Oh.
Storming Hell's actually got feet on him. Oh my god, he just leaped over his brother. That's crazy.
Oh, he turned around? Holy crap, everyone's here now. This is insane.
Oh my fucking god, this is anarchy. Davert. Come on. I have no clue what's going on. No. No. This is a reoccurring theme of him climbing to the top of a tower to end it all. Come on, Saps.
Sultan's
You just
on his
did
way
it.
back home, I think. What
You
is
just done it.
happening?
Someone said El Bozo, I saw that. He took the easy way out. Sumpter! Let's go! Sumpter! That's for my brother. Let's go!
Oh boy.
Oh my
about
God.
the death of his brother Davrit, Zamta betrayed and killed the Sultan storming hell in what he called an act of revenge. All of a sudden, within the span of a few minutes, storming hell, Saps, and Davrit were all dead.
That's
Both
crazy.
The Sultan and Theria were without a leader, and the desert island was in a state of total confusion. Now, because
Saps gave himself for nothing. Real. Real.
There was a short power struggle that ended with the Sultanate getting completely dissolved. On day 9, the second most powerful nation in the world had fallen, and most of the Sultanate's citizens ended up fleeing. That being said, it wasn't totally the end. Some who were still loyal to the late Sultan decided to form their own militias, whose only goal was to track down Zamta and avenge the Sultan.
We are
I
called
see.
by our divine leader to kill the dirty traitor. Mashallah.
Theria, on the other hand,
that accent. Mashallah.
And didn't dissolve, and
Mashallah.
instead
No
elected a
comment.
new leader, a player named Jofiel, who was well
Jofiel.
trusted in the community. Still, the people of Theria would continue to live in a state of fear, afraid they would be invaded by one of the new desert militias. Also, they would never find out why their founder Saps jumped off the Therian tower, which he did because of guilt. After he saw Davrit die, Saps believed that the Sultan would invade and destroy Theria, and he felt too ashamed knowing that he would be responsible. It was
My
only
God.
thanks to Zamta that the invasion didn't happen.
Shout out Zamta.
The death of the
Good morning.
Sultan
Hello,
sent
Agathan.
shockwaves throughout not
Good to
just
see
the
you.
desert, but the whole world. Many nations went on lockdown, including the Akulon Empire. While they technically weren't allies, Emperor Olanilo had always admired Sultan Storming Hell's strong authoritarian leadership. So after the lockdown, Olanilo sent his diplomats to the desert to offer support to the Sultanate militias.
Oh, maybe we can get them on his side.
Plains Island, Drip Chicken of Los Pollos Hermanos was watching
Oh, yeah.
the desert from afar, and he was worried about these rumored desert militias. Because Drip Chicken was from the desert, he was able to educate his customers in Plains about the politics of the desert, and after Saps' death, he encouraged Sidefall to send diplomats to Theria quickly, and Sidefall did just that. On day 9,
Damn.
Theria officially joined Seth and all the Plains nations in the refugee state contract, and what originally started as a simple refugee agreement between Seth and Sidefall had now turned into a worldwide alliance called the Alliance of Democratic Nations, or put
That's a
simply,
fucking mouthful.
the Allies.
Oh, yeah, that's better. Thank you. Thanks, Ish. I needed that. I was saying that every time. Oh, the allies. I love that. I love that no matter what you're about, if you make a coalition with people, you can just call yourself the allies, and implicitly, you tell everyone we're the good guys, no matter what you actually do. Like, you could be killing thousands of people, but if you're called the allies, you sound like good people. It's crazy. It's insane how easy it is.
As the people of the Akulon Empire continued their daily routines, the highest-ranking officials of the Empire gathered to discuss the new existential dilemma they were now facing. The Akulon Empire had always been the most powerful nation in the world, and it still technically is, but when adding together the populations of all the states in the Democratic Nations Alliance, it is the allies that have more people overall. This made Akulon officials extremely worried. They saw this as the first legitimate threat to the regime.
That is scary
Olanilo
business.
agreed with this view, but at the moment, his attention was on another problem entirely. The problem known as A Freakin' Turkey. A Freakin'
You have
Turkey's
the
rise to
internal struggle.
popularity had always bothered Olanilo, but now this conflict was at an absolute breaking point because yesterday, one of Olanilo's spies caught A Freakin' Turkey helping Snow citizens flee the Empire. Fleeing or defecting was strictly against Akulon law. Olanilo's spy also saw A Freakin' Turkey hanging out with not just Sidefall, but nearly all the major Plains leaders, which made Olanilo think, is A Freakin' Turkey planning something? Is he secretly working with the allies? Is he about to orchestrate a full-scale revolution or an invasion
my.
of the Aculon Empire? These were all questions that Alanula was wrestling with, and the more he thought about it, the more he convinced himself that A Freakin' Turkey was probably committing some sort of treason and needed to be stopped.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
I'm calling it. Alanulo was just paranoid as fuck, and so power hungry, and so deranged, trying to cling on to the power. He made all of it up.
A Freakin' Turkey had
Who ever
reached out
thought?
to Alanulo for a meeting, and today Alanulo accepted this request, but with a few conditions. 1, this meeting takes place at the Aculon Castle. 2, Turkey comes alone.
That castle
And
is
3,
sick.
the meeting takes place not today, but tomorrow, because Alanulo needed some extra time for his builders to finish a certain project located on the top of the Aculon Castle. Nobody knew why or what the strange-looking tower was, but Alanulo insisted it be completed by the time Turkey shows up.
Okay.
Tomorrow is certainly going to be interesting, so make sure everyone's ready.
Lastly, later in the
I'm
day,
scared.
Alanulo sent
Nice cows.
diplomats to establish alliances with both the desert militias and with the sea people in the jungle. Alanulo appreciated the sea people's value of order, and he promised that he will help them stop the chaos in the jungle and help them catch their #1 most wanted criminal, Wazuk. The sea
Wazuk,
people
yes.
accepted this alliance, but they ended up not needing Aculon's help because late into day 9, Wazuk decided to turn himself in.
Wazuk, dude, what a good guy.
Executed. A guilty conscience, perhaps.
Wazuk, man. German words. I like that. Dude, the tree's cool. It's very flat, though, huh?
All right, Wazuk, I understand you have a prepared statement. You may now read your final words.
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. It's your old friend Wazuk.
Dude, I really hope you just stood up. My final words. Fuck you. And just jumped.
In the beginning, I wanted to rule the world. But I've made some bad decisions. And now, it's my time to go.
You killed innocents. Stop making speak.
If there's one thing I've learned, is that time can never be your trusted friend.
Yeah. Oh my God, he's dead.
Long live the jungle.
Long live the jungle. Hey up, may it live long and prosper like.
After deciding that being a
R.I.P.
criminal in hiding isn't how he wanted to live, Wazuk instead chose to face his inevitable death on his own terms, and by doing so, he
Power
gave
play.
the jungle one last moment of unity.
Anyone else jumping?
The conflict between the two major jungle tribes was still unresolved, especially now that they were in opposing alliances, but for this brief moment, there was peace in the jungle. Well, that was fun. Everyone's coming down the tree now.
Well, that was fun. A man just died, Ish. A man just fucking died. He just jumped to his death, Ish. With how intense this all is, are these people all in the same relative time zone, or is it international? I think it's international, or mainly English speaking, so they can actually have characters that are like easy to understand for the video. My guess is. But I believe what happens, they set like a time zone, like, oh, we have like 2 hours this day at this time where we play. Be there. Or be square. I think that's what it's like. And they do that for like a week or 2.
Most nations around the world.
I showed Armadillo today in Minecraft or in real life. Either way, cool as fuck.
They've come. For example, the jungle's Blue Cross tribe celebrated becoming international with at least one charity location on each island.
That's pretty cool.
Meanwhile,
the Blue Cross
in the
is
desert,
way
the two
cooler in this
Sultanate
one than the
militias
other
held
one.
a funeral for the late Sultan, where they vowed to get revenge and chanted death to Theria, after which they proceeded to...
Did they really write on that sign,
Vowed to
SMH
get-
my head?
revenge and chanted death to Theria, after which they proceeded to finish building the Sultan's holy city in his honor.
Dude, that's beautiful.
Theria, on the other hand,
That
expanded
looks so
its
good.
reach into the arts and became the first civilization to develop music. Oh. Lastly, on the Plains Island, businesses were
Dude, that tree is just a Sideshow Bob tree, right? Let's be real. Like, it's got giant clown shoes and really, really hates Bart.
booming and civilizations were thriving. On day 9, the Plains Island had finished the construction of the ISH, the International State Highway, which made
I like
trade
that.
and transportation between
like
the
that.
major Plains nations much faster. Overall, the building
That's pretty cool.
and architecture and player creativity in Plains was simply
Hell yeah.
amazing.
Dude, that's so
And
cool.
It was all made possible by the political stability of the Plains Island. Many
Hell
in
yeah.
the desert and jungle and snow looked at Plains as the shining beacon that they can aspire to be like
Beer.
one day.
Hell yeah, that's cool. Dude, I love seeing these and seeing like the extent of all the builds that happen because people are so fucking talented at building, man. It's crazy.
As the end of the day approached, A Freak and
Turkey?
Turkey returned to the Plains Tavern after spending the day traveling around the world, visiting civilizations in the jungle, the deserts, and of course the Plains Island. During many of his visits, he was very surprised when he found out that most people from these foreign nations not only knew about him, but admired him. This was because rumor had
Hell
spread
yeah.
about his disobedience to Olanulo, and as
That's
a
cool as
result,
hell, man.
he had earned a worldwide reputation as the savior of refugees, the honorable rebel, the man who stood up to the emperor, and everywhere A Freak and Turkey went, he was welcomed with open arms. By the way, I think he would have been perfect for that.
Yeah, I heard there was a comedy show here. You should have called me over.
When it came to the Aculon Empire, the truth was, A Freak and Turkey had no intention of causing any type of uprising or revolution. In fact, he was strictly against the idea, knowing just how devastating
He's just a good
major
dude.
war would be. But he did want change in the Empire. During his prolonged stay in Plains, he had seen what freedom and democracy look like. He had come to regret his more tyrannical actions in the early days, and he now envisioned a reformed Aculon Empire. His new dream was to bring democracy to Snow, bring freedom to the people of the Aculon Empire, and make the Snow refugees feel safe to come back home.
I might just be overly optimistic, but I think we can achieve world peace.
Okay. If A Freak and Turkey
One
is
can
able
dream.
to convince Olanulo to convert the empire from a tyrannical dictatorship into a free democracy, and then the Aculon Empire ends up joining the Allies, then world peace wouldn't just be a far-fetched idea for wishful thinkers. It would actually happen. With this massive goal in mind, A Freak and Turkey prepared for tomorrow for his big meeting.
Let's be real. World peace is like fake news, right? That ain't happening. Let's be real. Like, it's just not gonna happen. I feel like Big Dog la guy is gonna get really mad and he's gonna try and kill Turkey, and then it's gonna be an uprising, and Turkey might die, but it'll become a martyr at the very least.
With Olanulo.
That's the guy's name. 270 people gone. Dude, and all I got is KFC on the mind.
For everything we talked about. We'll be watching.
Before A Freak and Turkey took off for the Snow Island, he had met with the 4 major Plains leaders one last time to tell them what he hopes to achieve in his upcoming talk with Olanulo.
Go forth, FT,
The Plains
Mr. Turkey.
leaders were pessimistic. See, when they heard about Olanulo's strict conditions for the meeting to take place, they suspected that this was going to be the meeting where Olanulo removes Turkey from his second-in-command position, or worse, puts
Yep.
Turkey in Aculon's prison.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. That's what I'm thinking. Turkey, I don't think you're gonna make it back from this, bro. World peace ain't ever gonna be a real thing. It ain't in Minecraft or in real life. Sad. We'll keep trying, though. What's the point if you don't keep trying, right? This is such a death flag. What does that even mean?
Whatever happens today,
Is flying the flag of death,
promised
leading to his
Turkey
own
that he
demise.
has the full support of the allied nations. Even if they can't attend
But the allies are so
meeting,
cool.
they will be watching and will do whatever they can to help him.
I mean, I got high hopes. I just expect the worst. You know what I'm saying? Is there gonna be a
There we
succulent
go.
turkey
Turkey is
meal?
now back
That does sound
on the
good.
snow.
You know, in the UK we don't get that many like Ren fairs. I want to go to a Ren fair and just devour a whole turkey leg, dude. Seeing like a juicy roasted turkey leg. Oh my god! I've never had one, but seeing them at Ren fairs, I want to devour that.
Island.
Sorry, back to the video.
I think he's going to the meeting right away.
I had to get it out there. They're like hyper salty. That's good. I love salty food. I'm like Gordon Ramsay. Jesus Christ, that is a massive fucking tower. Barely renders in.
This is weird. Turkey's been at the castle for like a few minutes now, and Alaniel's nowhere to be seen.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's right here. He's on his way.
Oh. Penis-shaped tower? No, no, no. It's nothing phallic about
I
it.
think everyone's here now. Knights come to the castle.
Gives him a bit of
I think these are
chicken.
all the high-ranking officials of Akulon. They're all here.
Damn.
Hear ye, hear ye. All barons, Duke Turkey, and fellow knights have now come together to speak with Emperor Alanielo. Alanielo, would you please start the conversation?
Wait. Turkey, hold up. So before we begin, sorry to interrupt. I have a special thing I want to do real quick.
Wait.
Here.
Drew, not yet. I want to do something first. Turkey, can you sit on the throne for a second?
No.
Why?
Just do it.
Okay. What are we doing?
What is happening?
There could be a dripstone trap.
Can I trust you, Turkey?
I'm calling it.
Yeah?
You like
What?
this, right? Sitting on the throne?
You put me on here. I don't know what you're talking about.
In front of all these people?
Oh, what are you getting on about?
I know that you've colluded with the Plains Alliance.
What?
And I know that you want to take over this nation.
He doesn't.
Take this throne for yourself.
Whoa.
What do you want about?
What?
There's nothing you can do at this point to convince me that you're not plotting a revolution.
He's so
against me.
paranoid.
I caught you red.
No,
He's fragile.
No, Alanielo. Yes, I've talked with Plains. I've also talked with Desert and Jungle. I am a diplomat. And I'll tell you this, all those people that I talked with will become our allies the moment we turn this place into an actual democracy.
Why are you secretly leading people off my island?
Ooh.
Because they thought you were going to kill them. And to be honest, so did I. So that's the point of this meeting. You want to get rid of me? You know what? How about I just leave, and you won't have to deal with me again?
Okay.
I'm just gonna go. Okay?
That's a good offer. Turk is a good guy.
Yeah, and then you'll come back with an army. I'm sorry, Turkey.
A lava drop. I'm sorry, Turkey.
Wow.
Oh my god. If he wasn't the enemy, now he is. Oh my god.
Wait, they're killing Turkey's supporters. They're hunting down his supporters as well.
What?
This is crazy.
Oh my god.
Like that, there was a purge on the Snow Island, and many of Turkey's supporters were killed. The few who were able to escape immediately swam to the other islands to tell everyone exactly what happened.
and all of the knights started executing Bernie, Ender, Turkey. They assassinated some of the most loved members of Echelon.
When A freaking Turkey's death
Dude, he's about to
message
cry,
appeared in
bless
chat,
him.
People around the world were outraged, and shortly after, the leaders of the allied nations started activating their militaries, putting them on standby.
Holy shit.
Turkey once visited Los Pollos Hermanos. I'm giving the army chicken for 50% off to make sure they're ready for battle.
Let's go.
Meanwhile,
Los Pollos
Ronnie
Hermanos,
got
they're so
word
good.
That the allies were preparing their armies, so he declared a full lockdown, reached out to his own allies, and called them to the Aculon Castle to be ready in case the allies declare war. And sure enough, when the Plains leaders talked with Theria and
Oh, shit.
Seth, the votes was unanimous. On day 10, the Alliance of Democratic Nations officially declared war on the Aculon Empire.
I just want to say I wish you luck and great success. Hopefully we all see some of you tomorrow to sign the constitution of the new Aculon Republic. The new Aculon Republic that we all dream about having. Thank you. Thank you all.
This isn't about us. This isn't about our lives. It's about getting justice for Turkey and ridding the world of tyranny.
Justice for
All
Turkey.
the allied nations met up at the center
Justice for Turkey.
island so they could attack the Snow Island together.
Today, we fight for revenge.
Oh yeah, that's a voice.
For freedom.
Yeah, that's a voice I like to hear. Yeah. Yeah, look how many players there are. Holy shit. Jesus Christ.
Little did the allies know, Oladiolo had set a trap. The Aculon
What?
builders had taken inspiration from history and created what they called the Iron Torch, the most advanced defensive tower in the world, complete with dangerous height, sturdy walls, arrow slits, and lava cover. This is crazy.
What the fuck is this?
They're
The
here.
Iron Torch. Hey, do you know what I would do? Blow up the base and starve them out. They can't live up there forever, surely. Surely.
Time can never be your trusted friend or your sworn ally.
Arrows flying. Straggedy.
No, it's the harshest mistress of all. And life is just a chain of moments spent, 1,000 hellos and goodbyes.
Damn.
Maybe a love like ours can lead out its call.
Femboy23, shout out. What a shot. Oh, what a shot.
Watch out, they're coming up.
Dude, the dripstone on the stairs. That's cold. Dude. Zomta. No. Oh, the jungle trees to climb. That's so fucking smart. Sure. Damn. TNT! This is so fucking cool. Oh, he just fell off. He didn't even get shot. Oh, Alanulo. Oh, bucket. They got him.
Alanulo died?
What? Alanulo died! Yes!
Common Alanulo L. The chat erupted with common Alanulo L is so funny.
The
Holy shit.
Aculon Empire officially surrendered.
Wait, Aculon's officials say they surrendered? Still kill them.
But even though Aculon surrendered,
What?
the allies didn't stop fighting. No mercy, no mercy. They're all saying no mercy.
That's savage. That's a war crime, no?
Like that, there was a purge on the Snow Island. But this time, it was the supporters of Turkey doing the killing. This is just an absolute slaughter.
Justice for Turkey. Oh.
After a while, the Allies had completely taken over the Iron Torch, and all the Aculon forces had either been killed or had fled the island and gone into hiding. And with that, the Alliance of Democratic Nations had defeated the Aculon Empire.
Damn.
It was only
It
when
is
the
done.
war ended and the clouds parted that
How many people died?
were finally able to reflect on what they had done. They had succeeded, but they had also shown no mercy. When their enemy surrendered, they continued to be ruthless and thirsty for blood. It was as if they had become their enemy. As the Allies each safely returned to their homes, now with a clear mind, many of them felt regret. Neither side was completely innocent, and the war was complicated. But at least it was over, and the Allies had won.
Wait, there's more? 502 left. Dude, like
Over the next
200
few
people
days,
died.
The people of Plains, Theria, Seth, and a few smaller nations created a world alliance with a massive parliament building on the center
Hell yeah.
island, where world leaders met to discuss the affairs of their nations, and most importantly, to keep the peace. And the first order of business was pardoning the few living players who fought for Aculon, so they didn't have to live in hiding.
Dude, this is so
Meanwhile,
cool.
The snow refugees were able to move back to the Snow Island and create
Ross, good to
the
see you.
new Aculon Republic, putting democracy in snow. They also tore down the
Wow.
remains of the Iron Torch and put in its place a graveyard honoring all who died in the Battle of Aculon.
Dude, that's
And
crazy.
overlooking the graveyard was the man, or Turkey, who inspired them all.
Justice for Turkey. That's so sick.
And so, the jungle went back to hosting comedy shows, the desert went back to pursuing the arts, and Drift Chicken went back to running Los Pollos Hermanos. After all that happened throughout the days, things were finally settling down.
Is it really the hap?
For many
Hold on a second.
players, the newfound peace
What's he-
allowed for new stories to begin. But for us, it's a good place to end.
Dude, it's so wholesome. Dude, the statue of Turkey. Would Daddy spotted? You're lying. Where?
Us, it's a good place
Where?
out for new stories to begin. players, the newfound peace allowed for new stories to be.
It was Wood Daddy! It was Wood Daddy!
For many players, the newfound peace allowed
Wait,
for new
wait.
stories.
Wood Daddy! And not to mention Dano's chicken, bro. How could you forget Dano's chicken? It's Wood Daddy, let's go! Man, if you've watched the new 1,000-player Civilization video, you'd know this guy. Holy. That's crazy.
To begin. But for us, it's a good place to end.
Cinema. Cinema. Oh my god. Hell yeah, good video. Holy fucking shit, that was so good. Alright, I'm double checking I've liked and subscribed. Okay, I have. I've liked and subscribed. I have. Wonderful. Man, okay. I feel like that was another amazing video. I can't lie. The new one is definitely a step up. The new one's definitely an evolution. It's so good. But for this video, that was so good. Oh my god. I understand why it's got 1 million likes now. What are some of the comments saying? Wazok is legend. Him deciding to become the villain so his island would stop fighting and unite against a common enemy is genius. It was, dude. Genius. The fact that the central island meant to be contested territory was made to a true safe ground and a place for unity is amazing. Yeah. Wazok is the Lisan al-Gaib. He is the one. Everyone talks about Wazok, but the insane dynamic of Davrik and Zomta single-handedly dissolving the Sultanate with the help of Sap was an insane arc. That was crazy. The brothers. Right after Saps was replaced by Jofil, I just realized that Fluixon is walking behind him, foreshadowing. Foreshadowing. It does feel like all of this is so planned. A lot of the people in the new one play like a role in this one as well, which I guess is why they implemented the repeat rule now. So we'll see. Wazok and a freaking Turk get a great character development, but we can all take a moment to appreciate Elanulos' villain arc. Dude was great. That is true. I was hating on Elanulos the whole video, but I'm not gonna lie. Bro conspired in the shadows, brought the whole island together, and then had one of the biggest empires. He cooked. He fucking cooked, dude. And when he killed Turkey and all of the dissenters, that was wild. Wild. Shout out to all the small farmers and builders who, despite not having a name in this video, contribute a significant way to each of the civs. I agree. There's 1,000 players. I mean, off the top of my head, I can remember like 20 people. So there's 980 people who didn't get any spotlight, who played a big role. So shout out to you guys. Hell yeah. All the buildings are so cool. Sucks that it took me 2 years to see this masterpiece. Literally. I want to make stuff like this one day. I don't. That shit'll be way too hard. Wazok didn't die a hero to the public. But we know he saved so many lives by stopping the beginning of the war. Legend. Indeed. Indeed. The fact that freaking Turkey was so liked among the server that they started a war to avenge his death was truly incredible. Very moving. Man. Another amazing story. Ish, you cook, bro. You cook. This is very cool. I enjoyed